Hello, hello, Taurus. Welcome to your May 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you are a sun, moon, or rising Taurus. And I would also like to wish you a happy birthday. So I will pull a bonus card for you guys since it is your birthday season. And let's see, what else? I am using primarily animal and plant cards today, so I hope that you enjoyed this reading. And just because I am using an animal spirit deck, it is going to be like, how do I put this? If there's an animal that is standing out to you at some point in this reading, I encourage you to Google it. Just see what Google has to say, all the different symbolism that goes along, or pay attention this month if there are some animals that showed up in this reading that are showing up in real life, because they probably have something to teach you this month. So I hope that you enjoy this. Okay, and I will pull a truth bomb card for you. Let's see. For Taurus in May, the only thing that you really have control over is your feelings. Kind of. I would say it's like, yeah, but if you have negative feelings, you don't have to judge yourself about that. It's more about you can get yourself to the point where your feelings do transform. It requires a lot of work and it requires a lot of insight if you're not used to doing that. But that's kind of the point here, is that you do have the ability to change your feelings about certain things or your perception over circumstances and situations. But, you know, with that comes a great level of awareness. Okay, I'm just putting down the timeline. Okay. So I will do another oracle card. Let's see what's going on for Taurus in the month of May. Gratitude. Today I'm grateful for all of the little things, even when the big things suck. There is always plenty of little things I can be at least a little grateful for, like hot showers and music and the fact that humans have invented the internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. So make sure you're really leaning into abundance this month, how much you do have already. The good things that are, in your space are going to be, some of the best things that you can do for cultivating more. And now I'm going to pull some relationship cards, but I'll do these more towards the end. So that one's for if you're in a relationship. This one's for if you are not. Now let's see what's the central energy for you this month. The Chariot, discipline, determination. This is your season, so it's like getting things done, moving forward with the plans that you have in place. It's accomplishment, accomplishment, accomplishment. That's really what you're working towards, is tasking, getting things done. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, now that we're in the full swing of springtime, it's going to be easier to tap into that energetically. So this looks good. It's like that slow and steady moving forward. What you are releasing this month is the Sea Serpent. So you've gone through a period where you were learning about expression. And as you were doing that, it's kind of like that. It's a muscle that needs to be flexed. It's about you working towards being able to do that consistently and regularly. And the more you're able to do that, the easier it gets. So that is it. That's like the outgoing lesson, the growth period that you were in. It also coincides with the second chakra. So about like sensuality and cultivating the things that you want, being able to give birth to all of the things that you are looking to manifest. That was the the growth period that you were just in. You're continuing to get things done, but let's see what the oncoming energy is. Dragonfly. So this is more about perception. This is going to be that mindset shift. Let me clarify this because I'm kind of curious what exactly the context of this is. Four of Swords. So this is actually going to be about what is balanced rest for you. What is going to be this is like the Four of Swords, like resting, relaxing, taking care of yourself. What does that mean? What does that look like? How is that going to relate to your personal sense of worth? How is that going to impact your relationships with others? How is that going to have a compound effect on the other areas of your life? So it's about adjusting the way you're thinking about things. So that now this card makes more sense. The only thing that you really have control over is your feelings. So self-care, especially if you're a parent, can be really, really hard. You can experience like guilt or shame or fear around self-care, and how you take rest and time for yourself, or even if you're a student or if you have a business, there can even be business guilt. And so the dragonfly is showing you a higher vision, a higher purpose for what these things really mean. And you can adjust your feelings about that. You do have the capacity to do that. But again, it's the awareness and effort that you have to give in order to really adjust your mindset. Okay, and this is what you can aspire to this month. These are the things, or this is like the animal that you can work with this month. What you should lean into. Whale. So yeah, a lot of this is going to have to do with your emotional growth, the way that you are looking at things. Are you burning yourself out? Are you meeting your needs? Asking the tough questions. You've been working on the expression piece and communicating that. Now it's about the internal work. So you've been doing a good job with the, understanding and recognizing what you need, but it's still about baby steps with all of that. Okay, and the whale is just, it's really is confirming and specifying the fact that it's emotional in nature. It's internal. This, it would be different if this were a fire card, right? So this is just about you can honor your feelings with all of this. And in the subconscious, what's going on underneath the surface? What do you have in your back pocket? Spider. Don't over-intellectualize this. You're going to be putting things together, but you don't have to overthink it. This is coming up actually as like a risk. Like if you overthink it, if you spend too much time like picking it apart, you could actually like talk yourself out of it. Because that's you're not going to be able to see the fruits of your labor until you start doing it. And until you start doing it, you're just not going to see any results. So it's going to feel like a waste of time. You have to start first. You can't like just keep spiraling and trying to map everything out. So watch yourself with this. You might be overthinking things rather than just finding little pockets and areas where you can take really great care of yourself. And that can be enough right now. You don't have to overdo it. It doesn't have to meet a perfect picture of yours. And so the more you can just have an outlook of, okay, in a macro sense, this could help. That is ultimately what's going to prevent you from overthinking any of this. Actually, I'm going to clarify this one too. Oh, I saved that pretty well. Okay, so let's see what the clarifier is for this, and then I will adjust the tripod. We have Temperance. Remember, balance. Having a mindset that is well balanced is the key. It's not about perfection. It's not about absolutes. It's not about any of that. It's about consistency the majority of the time. That's what temperance is reminding you of. So it's okay to experience this. It's just that you don't want to overdo it. Bring a balance. You can think ahead, but then also try to stay present. Try to focus on what you need as well. You just went through a huge growth period where you were identifying that, and so don't lose sight of that because you overthink things. The first quarter, we have the Tower. So again, those belief systems are being burned down. Things are just kind of like, and this can be intense. It can feel like things are falling apart. It can feel like things aren't working out. But it really is like the things that don't serve you are going to shift out. Whatever you have ascended above, the rest is going to fall away. Anything else that doesn't work is just it's gonna leave. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, the Tower gets a bad rap, but what this is saying is that there's some stuff that you haven't cleaned out and you got to clean it out. And so if you don't do it, then the universe is going to do it for you so that you have more space to do things that are in alignment with you. Okay, quarter 2, we have the Chariot again. So you're getting back on the horse. You're doing things again that make you feel really grounded and stable. This is also getting back into a routine. This is a little bit chaotic. I do see this as being more mindset stuff, and then you kind of come into that grounded, okay, I see where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. This is how things are working out for me, and I'm going to keep pushing forward with that. So this is you getting back to what you need to be doing. Quarter 3, we have 8 of Swords. So it's interesting because you have the bouncing back and forth between I feel good, uh-oh, I'm scared, or everything's falling apart. I feel good, uh-oh, I'm trapped, or I'm back in that mindset. It's pretty normal. Healing is not linear. It does have ebbs and flows. It does have, it has a current that it follows, and it's not always smooth sailing. It's just about, not getting too wrapped up. Don't bind yourself based on what your old belief systems are. Okay, and quarter 4, we have the High Priestess. So again, it's like you're kind of coming out of the woods. That is what I would say for you, because you can see how she's like pulling back the veil. And that's you with the things that you've been looking to make changes around. It's like you're really, really starting to see the bigger picture and things are coming together. So you can absolutely trust that you're learning a lot. This is going to be a big month for Taurus. Only because you're working really hard to make these things happen, and you don't have to judge yourself if you have a bad day. You can have the full spectrum of human emotion, I promise you, and everything is going to be fine, even if you do have bad days. If you fall into an old mindset, you're not going to, you're not going to set yourself back years and years. So it's okay. You're still growing. Now I am using the Sovereign Oracle. This is, my friend actually did this deck, and so if you are interested, her campaign was fully funded, so she still has it open where you can make a purchase if you would like to get a deck before it closes down. I think it's going to be open for another 3 months. But if you like it, I know a lot of people have liked it. It's small and it's advice-based, and you can use it to read for yourself. I love it. So I'm going to do the relationship cards first, and then we can do the 3-card pick after. Okay, so if you are in partnership, if you are in a relationship, we have initiative. Step right up. You're being awarded a boost of initiative. This potent potion will give you the gusto you need to move your life in a previously unexplored direction. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to take initiative and make some interesting plans for you and your partner. If you're not, then it's time to reach out to old friends, go on adventures. This will still apply to you. And potentially meet some new cohorts. Either way, this is a great journey, is beginning with one small step, one short text, whatever. I'm not the boss of you. So the thing with this is initiative, yes, in your relationship, it can also be with things that you want to do, things that you've wanted to do for a long time. And if you are stepping into that, then it's going to make this a lot easier. But it's about really owning the things that you want to do and the things that you'd like to make happen. Okay? Even if that means going out with friends more, even if that means like picking up a class that you've always wanted to do, those things are valuable. So here we have, if you are not in a relationship, harmony. I know in my heart that when something is right, it feels easy and breezy, even though that sounds cheesy. With this in mind, I banish all stress, insecurity, and tedious work from my relationships. Then I invite harmonious relationships into my life and let them show up on their own time. Easy breezy things are rarely punctual. So this is about allowance. Allowing things to come into your space, allowing the right people, places, opportunities, all of that stuff is making its way to you, but you have to allow it. If you get too rigid, Taurus is a fixed sign. So if you are too rigid with it, then it's going to make it really hard for things to make their way to you. Okay, so this is a 3-card pick. As you know, I don't care how many cards you pick, what you do with them, whether you ask a question. These are for you, so you can pick one or all of them or whatever. I had to take a sip of water. Sorry about that. Okay. So the deal with these cards is it has one word and 3 phrases. If there's a phrase that pops up as being the most resonant with you, then that's your intuition letting you know that that's the message you need to hear. Okay? So here's the first card, vulnerability. Take the first uncomfortable step. Don't wait for others. Tell someone how you feel. Be responsible as you do it. Lead others through the pulsing of your open heart. Okay, sharing. That's all about that sea serpent, right? That is still carrying forward. You still have to ask. You still have to be vulnerable. You still have to be real. You still have to ask for what you need. All of that stuff applies, even though you've already been doing a lot of work on that. Okay, card number 2. We have communicate, clarify others' intentions, demonstrate your values. Remember that your words create your reality. Okay, so definitely watch the way you're talking to yourself. That's the other piece, is it's not just with others, it's also what are you saying to yourself? What are the stories that you have running internally? And the card number 3, we have offer. Speak up about your offering, up-level your inner story about the value of your work. Listen for what others are seeking from you, then deliver from a place of alignment. This seems more, this is either relational or professional, like what you have to do in work or what you offer in relationships. Not because you have to prove yourself, but because that is going to be clear on whether or not someone is able to match you in a partnership. Okay, so that is what's coming up there. So whether it be one phrase or the word really stuck out, pay attention to your own hit with that. And that's the information that you're needing at this time. Okay, and here is your birthday card. I'm going to pull one from the Alchemist Oracle. Final step. There's just one more thing that you have to do. That's kind of why May is coming up like this. You do have, it's like that final push, that final thing that you're doing, that one last bit. So whether it be on a project or a relationship or whatever, It's like you're almost there. You're getting close. It's like, don't give up. Keep persevering. Keep doing the things that you feel are right for you, and you're going to get there. Okay, so this is the final reminder. You're super close. It may not come to fruition in May, but you are close. So that is all I have for you this month. Happy birthday, Taurus, to all of you who have birthdays in May. And don't forget that I do have a solar year reading that gets sent to your inbox if you sign up for my newsletter at the end of your birthday month. And also, if you're looking to work with me one-on-one or get a reading for you or any of that good stuff, all of the links to do that are in the description box. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, have a wonderful May. Bye-bye.